welcome to Sunrise.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I've been watching your tour videos on Instagram, which are great. Your early wake-up calls in Oslo, and then you've got the meet and greets at the pop-up store in New York. How much of a whirlwind is that for you? Like, you don't seem to get to stop.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that I'm loving what I'm doing. Like, it would be harder if I wasn't. But yeah, I've just got a great team around me. Like, Joel films all those videos, and he's just a really great mate of mine. And yeah, that Europe tour was so much fun, and it was cool that we could kind of give an insight of what it's really like for the fans. Yeah.
Reading interviews with you, it almost feels like a cliche now for an interviewer to say, "Oh, you seem so much, older than 16 or something." You must be sick of hearing about that. Do you feel older, or do you just feel 16?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't, experienced any other age.
Yeah,
So
you don't think about it.
I don't really think about it.
Yeah.
I definitely do feel like I am more mature when I'm with people 10, 20 years older than me, because that's really, who I spend most of my time with when I'm on tour or doing music stuff. But yeah, I always felt like I'd been a emotionally mature kid. Like, I was always very open with my emotions, even when I was like, 7 or 8. So yeah, I guess so.
And your mum and dad go on tour with you, and you've got your 2 older sisters. Do they keep you grounded?
Yeah, definitely. Well, like, sometimes I get to like bring one family member for some tours. Yeah, I got to take one of my sisters, Coco, on a Europe tour like last year, and I take my mum a lot. And yeah, they definitely help me stay grounded and eat healthy food, which is super hard on tour. Especially in the States. It's really hard to stay healthy.
What do your sisters do? Are they in music? Or?
No, none of my family are in music, actually. They're both at uni. One of my sisters is studying like script writing and screenwriting. She's a great actor and really, really funny. And my other sister's like interning at like Vogue and GQ and really into fashion, so yeah.
A couple of weeks ago we interviewed Gary from Snow Patrol the morning after he'd done the Opera House, and in his 30-year career it was the first time he'd ever done it, and you've sold it out twice. Do you think about that, and what does that venue mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like to think about all that stuff too much and kind of what I've done. I feel like I like to split it up into 2 personalities. Like, it's not really me who's doing it. It's the singer Ruel, and I'm Ruel Van Dyke. I like to kind of split it up. But that venue is obviously very special to me. I drive past it every day to school. Like, it's definitely very iconic, and to think that I've played there and sold it out and done it twice, it's very weird to me. Yeah.
You said in a recent interview that people who say they don't read the comments online are lying, and you obviously do. The top comment on your Like a Version video for Weather said, "This kid is 14 and can sing like this. I'm 38 and just ate a chip off the floor." Do you enjoy it? Do you
I've
read
seen that
all?
comment.
I've
seen that, yeah. It's very funny. Yeah, I mean, I do read, I do read them, and of course I do, and everyone does. So, I don't know, but even if they're negative, even if they're positive, I don't really like think about it. I just read it to see what the main consensus is, and then kind of use that to help me figure out what I'm going to do next.
So you do use it and take it on board sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes if I actually can agree with some criticism, or if some of my fans like one certain thing and I like that, then I'll keep doing it.
Now, M-Faces says that your voice sounds like you're smoking cigars in Mississippi. How would you describe your voice to someone that hasn't?
I don't know. It's a weird thing to describe your own singing voice. It's strange. I mean, I've always had like a husky voice since I was, 5. Like, even when I was singing when I was super young, like, I kind of had that same tone. So I guess it definitely sounds a little more croaky than a usual teenager.
And how are you juggling your music career with high school? Is that on the back burner now that you're touring?
Well, yeah, like last year it was pretty tough. I was doing exams an hour before shows. Like, it was just getting out of hand, and it was really hard to focus on one thing. I finished year 10, and I passed everything, so it was like legal for me to go. But yeah, this year I tried doing homeschool at the start, and it just didn't work out because I was too busy and just scheduling wasn't working. And I feel like this year I really just wanted to focus on my music, because I feel like this year is, I'm putting out my second EP. I'm going to be touring a lot more, so I really just wanted to focus on one thing.
And I mentioned that the your latest music video, Face to Face, is such a great clip and a great concept to go with the lyrics. What would your advice be to someone your age who is living obsessively through social media, or thinking that's a lot of people think that's reality, and it's sort of not really reality.
Yeah, I mean, my piece of advice is to just not do anything that you see in the video. Like, if you're obsessing over something on social media, just don't go that far. I kind of like that video is about, how there is some people that go to any lengths to be noticed by someone. And yeah, I feel like that's just definitely taking it too far. But yeah, I mean, I try to live in the moment as much as I can. I mean, most of my life is based around my phone and social media and emails and stuff like that, so it's kind of hard not to, but yeah, I try my best.
And who, speaking of obsessive, who are you obsessively listening to at the moment? Are there any singers that...
Yes, Brockhampton's new album, Ginger, incredible. Igor, Tyler the Creator, just anything Frank Ocean, really, past and present, but yeah, lots of that kind of soul and hip-hop. Yeah.
I was interested in something you said to Triple J. You've said you didn't have the greatest friends growing up, and that sort of shaped you as a musician. Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I didn't have the best school experience when I went to a certain school, and I wasn't like I got bullied or anything. It was just I wasn't in friendships that I thought had my back. Like I don't think I really had any true friends, and when I started doing music and started going away a lot, like I didn't really ever keep in touch with those people, and I kind of didn't really have any friends at one point. I was like, okay, I had these friends that were I kind of knew that they were fake, and then as soon as I was away for a couple months, like I was like, okay, I don't really have anyone. And then I went to another school and I found all my true friends now. So yeah, I guess it definitely did shape me, and it definitely gives a lot of inspiration for songs, which is good.
Yeah, I find it interesting how some people just never grow out of the friends that they had at primary school or high school. So I think I don't think it's a bad thing that you did, or
Yeah.
And I guess that comes back to the clip and song for Younger about sort of drifting apart from friends.
Yes.
I mean, do you always try to bring your personal experiences into your...
Exactly. Especially for Ready, all those songs were about personal experiences, and I don't know, I kind of feel like I've used all my relatable childhood experiences up. So I know for this new EP, I kind of got more inspiration from movies and other people's experiences, and putting myself in other people's shoes and different perspectives. There are still a few really personal songs, but I know it's getting harder the more songs I'm writing.
Again, I was saying to Nick, your music videos are such a high standard and tell such a great narrative. How much fun do you have? Or what's the most fun you've had on a music video?
Oh, Face to Face was rough, actually. It was really fun to shoot and I had a great crew, but I was wearing that trench coat in the Paris heat wave. So it was like 40 degrees, and I'm in like a trench coat and like long pants, and that was hectic. The Painkiller video was a lot of fun to shoot. Just because, I just had to act so stupid, and that's exactly what I love to do. Like, just dancing around, looking all corny and stupid. Like, I love to do that sort of stuff. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
How long was the Painkiller shoot? Because
that was 2 days. 2 days. Yeah, they were all like 2-3 days. Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier that the people you work with and hang around because of the music are 10 or 20 years older than you. Is that hard sometimes? I remember I read that you were saying that you were had to perform in a boardroom with 6 people. I was at Mark Ronson, and how intimidating is that? Or are you
those showcases that I did, before I was signed were very, very intimidating. Like, you'd go in with a guitar, and I'd have my keys player, Chelsea, and would be in a boardroom in front of like label execs or for one case was Mark Ronson, and they'd just sit there and just like listen, and then I don't know, some people in the room would be like, on their phones or on their notepads, and you just feel like you're being judged to the max. And it was hard, but it was definitely a good experience, kind of getting rid of stage fright and stuff like that. I feel like if you can do that, you can perform in front of,
exactly
10,000.
Artists having to do. I've been in those rooms where you sort of just nodding or tapping your feet.
Yeah, exactly. Got to act polite.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of getting kudos in high places, Elton John, he said, "I give up" after he heard you. That must have been awesome. And what was he like to meet?
Yeah, that was really incredible. That was definitely one of the most crazy moments of my life. He was just a really genuine, normal person as well, which I was really relieved by. I was super nervous to meet him, but he was really nice. And I talked to him with this band, Winston Surfshirt, and my manager and my mum got to meet him, and we all just talked about new music for like an hour, and we kind of just put each other all into different new artists that we were listening to, and he gave me some great advice about the industry, and to just always have good people around you. And I guess you kind of see that in in Rocket Man. Yeah. Like I can kind of, all the things that he told me and all the advice he gave me like was portrayed in Rocket Man.
That was my next question. What did you think about Rocket Man?
It was really great. Yeah. I thought it was amazing, and it was definitely cool to kind of see it from a different angle, and to have met him, and for him to talk about some of the stories that you see in Rocket Man. Mm.
Who's got you starstruck before that you've met?
Definitely Tyler, the Creator. I got to play his festival Camp Flognor last year, and that was like a huge moment even to be put on that bill, because I got an email from him and saying that he wanted me to play, and I thought I would meet him at the festival, but like actually 2 days before, I was in Whole Foods in LA, and I just walked past him. I just like, he's having a salad, and I walk past him and kind of just like have a double take. And I'm with my manager, and I'm like, dude, that's Tyler, the Creator. And he's like, you got to say, go and say hi. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. Like, definitely not. He's like, dude, you're playing his festival. And I was like, okay. So I went over, and I'm like, hey man, I'm playing your festival, I'm a big fan. And I was so nervous. I was terrified, but he was really nice. He was cool.
Oh, that's good. Did he give you any advice, or he just...
I was like 5 seconds. I was kind of just like, hey man, just want to say, big fan, playing your festival, enjoy lunch, and I just ran away.
And Free Time released on Friday, 13th of September.
Yes.
Do you have a ritual for days when you're releasing an EP, or do you sort of go...
Not really. No, I feel like I've tried to do things for the last EP release. I tried to do like a little party thing, but I ended up just like sleeping in my bed and just listening to it by myself, which is still nice. But yeah, I don't have anything planned for next Friday, but I'm excited. Friday the 13th.
Yes, I know.
Ooh.
No. And then after that, you're touring Australia.
Yes.
For fans that are watching this interview that are going to the show, what can they look forward to?
A different stage setup, which I'm really excited for. It's definitely going up in a budget. But yeah, I'm really excited for that, and obviously the new songs, so I'm really excited to not be playing the same songs over and over again that I have been playing for the past 2 years. So yeah, just new music, different stage setup, and hopefully the same energy as the last tour, or even more.
What feeling do you get when you go on stage and that energy?
It's not like anything else. Like, it's like I've done bungee jumping, I've like done some pretty wild kind of daredevil stuff, but being on stage just beats everything. The adrenaline that you get and the amount of energy that just is being thrown at you, it just fills you up inside. You feel like a different person. You just feel invincible, and it's so great because you can give that back, and it's just like a constant exchange of that positive energy on stage. It's amazing.
That's awesome. What's the hardest thing about fame for you?
I don't know. Definitely just trying to get used to how there's a lot of eyes on you, and people actually care, about every little thing that you do, and also just flights and being jet lagged. I guess those are the two hardest things.
Do you feel like you have to be on all the time? Like even
if exactly. Like even if I'm not having a great day, I could you know, walk into a fan and if I'm in a bad mood, I still have to be this, you know, I have to be really happy and chirpy and bubbly because, you know, if you're an asshole, like they're going to think that's who you are for the rest of their life.
Because that's their big moment.
Yeah.
Just that 5 seconds of you. So.
Like that's just like who they think you are from that one meeting, which is kind of scary.
Yes. And what's the best thing about that?
Best thing, like I said, traveling and like flights were the worst thing, but I mean, traveling is definitely the best thing as well. Just seeing all these amazing places. Like I went to Bergen in Norway a couple months ago, and now that's my favorite place in the world. And I never would have gone there if I didn't have this job. So yeah, that was honestly one of the best few days of my life. So that obviously getting to meet my fans and kind of sharing. Or just having conversations with them. Like I think it's really nice just having conversations with my fans. Like it's definitely a different vibe when someone just comes up to you and asks for a photo then leaves. But I like to just talk, and when fans say that some of my songs have related to them or helped them through something, that's like so special to me, and yeah, it means the world when that stuff happens.